Greetings, humans. This is going to be the last lecture of chapter 4. We're talking hypnosis, and meditation's also in the book. If you understand hypnosis, you probably understand meditation. So here we go, hypnosis. A couple of theories about how hypnosis might work. One is the social role theory. So here's a TED talk about hypnosis, and a dude comes in and hypnotizes a bunch of people, like really fast though. He makes eye contact with them and goes, "You're hypnotized." And they are, you know. This guy is probably utilizing the social role method, the state fair method. What happens is you've seen hypnotists before. You know what they do. You know what they're gonna do. And you know how you're supposed to act in response to that. And the audience reinforces you for acting the way you're supposed to act. We all go along. And then he can get you to cluck like a chicken or pee your pants or forget the number 4 or whatever, right? That's probably social role stuff. Come on, there's a lot of social role stuff happening everywhere all the time. It's normal. Professor, student stuff, always happening. I'm always trying to disrupt it, you know, don't call me Mr. Diaz, I'm a doctor. Jason's fine, you're honorary psychologist, level that stuff out, you know. But it, you know, it happens anyway, and it has weight. And why would it be any different? So if you're not on stage somewhere, but you're in a therapy room, think of all the social role stuff that goes on in the therapy room, right? The psychotherapist or hypnotist, for better or worse, is given these large measures of authority by the patient. That's why you came, because they're the expert and you're not, and they're the helper and they have the techniques and the magic. God, I wish I did, but I don't. But you give that to the therapist, right? And then you work with them a little while and you trust them and they go, "Hey, let's try hypnosis." Okay. All right, and you're doing the thing, and then you know what you're supposed to do. You do it. Okay? Social role stuff. The other theory is the divided mind or the dissociation theory. But all we've done really is get the frontal lobe to like chase a stick like a dog. We're talking to the rest of the mind. So that, remember when we're talking consciousness, that maybe consciousness could be best described as just the unified experience of all the brain parts, you know, combined in the frontal lobe. What if we get the frontal lobe to like check out for a second, and then each part can do its own thing? That might kind of be where we are. You know, evidence there. The bowl of ice water. Put your hand in a bowl of ice water. See how long you can leave it there. That's a standard pain measure, because ice water, it takes 5 minutes to begin to cause tissue damage. So you leave it in less than 5 minutes, you're good. I almost said you're cool, but that would have been a pun, and I wouldn't do that to you. Right? So you can see if a person's feeling pain or not, and you hypnotize people and say, ignore the pain, leave your hand in, and they'll leave it in there more or less indefinitely. But ask them, "Do you feel pain right now?" They'll go, "Yeah." Now, raise your thumb when it hurts. It hurts. It's just, they have dissociated the pain. They're not part of it. Them is feeling it, and it just isn't important to them right now. Okay. Which one? As always, this is America. Why not both? Huh? Yeah. Okay. So relax. I'm not going to hypnotize you. I can't. You're going to resist me. We don't have that relationship. We're not in a room together. I'm not good at this anyway. But relax. God, I can't do this because we're not in person. What I usually do is first get you sitting comfortably in your chair. Now you're going to come into the office and it's a little too warm. A big, comfortable chair, and turn the lights down, and heat and comfort and softness, and relax because I'm safe. Maybe not in the classroom, but in the it's really kind of sleep inducing, you know, it's really de-escalating. So we start there. But then, you know, we're facing each other kind of, and you're looking at me, but maybe I have a little red dot on the wall, maybe even a light on the wall kind of above my head level. Like just focus on the, right, look up there, just focus on the thingy. And as we're talking, it's okay if your chin starts to sag, just make sure you keep looking at the light. So I have you doing one of these numbers with your chin down and your eyes up, possibly for a long time. Then I'm going to do a bunch of distracting stuff. I'm going to take up all of your cognitive bandwidth, right? So feet flat on the floor and hands in a comfortable position, and close your eyes if you want to. No, keep your eyes open because you have to look at the thing. My bad. So focus on the thing, the little red light. I could use a pen or something, but I keep your eyes above my level. And we're just going to count slowly from 1 to 10 over and over. Going to count our breaths. So as you breathe in, count 1. As you breathe out, count 2, and so on until you get to 10. Start over again at 1. And if you lose count, it's fine. Just start over at 1. If you find you've counted to 27 or something, it's fine. Don't worry. Just start over 1. That's not enough for some people, so we can add more. As you breathe in and you're counting, push your tongue against the roof of your mouth, and as you breathe out, allow your tongue to relax. I can add more, you know. That's usually enough. And then maybe I'll throw in a little incongruity, like, did you see the blue dog that walked by the office this morning? Your frontal lobe is like, there are not any blue dogs. What could he have meant by that? But you're busy doing this other thing, and now your frontal lobe's kind of off chasing sticks. So, you know, it's been a minute. Now we're breathing and we're counting. I'm going to count backwards slowly from 10 to 1. And as I count, you'll notice that your eyes are getting tired. 10, 9, 8, and your eyes are actually burning right now. 7, 6, 5. Your eyelids are so heavy, just a minute longer. You can barely keep your eyes open. 4, 3. When I get to 1, your eyes are just going to slip closed on their own. 2 and 1, and your eyes have slipped closed, right? And your eyes have slipped closed. Why? Well, because I have your chin down and your eyes up, right? And you're just burning muscle to keep your eyes pointed up like that. You're burning muscle, man. Your eyes are really, really tired. But I've got you so distracted, you're not thinking, well, my eyes are tired because I'm looking up. You're thinking, my eyes are tired because you told me they're tired, right? And that's the power of suggestion. When I make suggestions and they come through, and I'm going to do 2 or 3 suggestions that must come true. When I make suggestions and they come true, you think it's because I suggested it. It's really just an ordinary, natural part of the universe. Think of like the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court when he says he's going to make the sun disappear because he knows it's an eclipse day. He's read the almanac, whatever. He knows when the eclipse is, and they think he did it. Same, right? Your eyes were going to get tired. They slip closed. I gave you permission to close them. You closed them. I didn't do it, right? So there's that. Good. So you're really, really distracted at this point. What I'm doing is I'm dividing the mind up. I'm getting the frontal lobe off chasing paradoxes. I'm keeping it busy. I'm talking to the rest of the mind. I'm making suggestions that are going to come true anyway, and then I can escalate those suggestions. Right now you feel very relaxed. You do, because it's very relaxing here. Not because I said so, and now you're thinking of a time when you were 4. And then you are, because you've gone this far. Why not? So, is it a parlor trick? Is hypnosis a parlor trick? The guy in this video, right, he wants to say it definitively is not a parlor trick because it's real. Wait a second. Parlor tricks can be real, right? This is America. Why not both? It seems to be a distinct brain state, but I'm getting you there with trickery. Get it? I'm tricking you into a distinctive brain state. So, I mean, and there's precedent. Ever tickle a fish? So you're out looking for trout, and you don't have a rod and a reel and all that stuff. Out looking for trout. It's a hot day. Trout are cold water fish, um, so they like to hang out in the shade. They get in the deep water if they can, shallow pond, and to find them under an overhang in the shade. So you can lay on the ledge and reach your hand down in the water and feel around really slowly and carefully until you touch a trout on the belly. And it's torpid. The tiniest touch probably isn't going to start off. And then start off just by making the barest contact. You found it now, make the barest contact, and then slowly, slowly, slowly escalate that contact with the trout's belly until you're like stroking it really, really gently with one hand, and you're escalating the contact and firmer contact, and it doesn't swim away. It's in this torpid state. You're not inducing it so much as not breaking it. And then you can put your hand around the whole fish, and then you can grab it and snatch it out of the water and smash its head on a rock and eat it like a home. Right? You can tickle fish. You can hypnotize chickens. It's very rare anyone knows what I'm talking about, but if you've raised chickens, yeah, misspent youth, all that. One of the schools I went to in childhood had a working farm attached. Braden Forest, the school was called. And being like 13-year-old boys, we were not kind to the chickens. So chicken. What you're going to do is pick up the chicken and then layer down on a flat surface. So you're going to hold her neck, so her beak is facing this way, gently. You don't want to strangle her. You're just going to hold her in position, right? And then you're going to, this is her head right here. You're going to take your finger and put it right at the top of her beak, and then draw a line down her beak and along the flat surface for about 10 inches or a foot or something like this. You're going to do it just about this pace. You're going to keep going. It takes like, I don't know, 4 or 6 minutes or something. Just going to keep doing this. And slowly, as you're doing this, you're taking the pressure off the neck, and the chicken doesn't notice that you've let go, right? And then you stop drawing the line and you back up, and chicken will stay there. And she's totally like hypnotized is the only real word for it. She just sit there and like stare at that imaginary line, 5 or 6 minutes, and then she'll get up and she'll be all groggy and disoriented and stuff. Yeah, meditations out there looks much like self-hypnosis. There's precedent. There really does seem to be a distinctive brain state. We're just getting there with various cognitive trickery. Gazelle. Lion catches the gazelle. Typically, the lions are feeding on the animal before it's dead. But when it's caught good and solid and there's no escape, the gazelle seems to enter this. It seems to be one of nature's little blessings that the gazelle enters this weird, torpid, dissociative state. It doesn't seem to feel anymore what's happening to it. And even though it's being eaten alive, it actually is really peaceful. So, humans, we have all this plus and all this extra stuff that other animals don't have, but we still have all the stuff that animals do have. And that makes sense to suggest hypnotism wouldn't be possible for people. So what? So it's real. It's a parlor trick that gets you into a real state. Okay. So what can I do with that? Like, who cares? The who cares question. Can I get you to quit smoking? You have no cravings for cigarettes anymore. Whenever you feel a craving for cigarettes, you eat a carrot. Yeah, sure. Ish. On average, someone who quits smoking tries 7 times before they're like fully off of nicotine and no backsliding, no relapsing. And the 6 tries before they will call failures. That's not really it. Each time you try to quit, you're learning more and more about quitting and giving your frontal lobe more and more strength to push down on the limbic system when it demands a cigarette and so on. You're learning what works and what doesn't, and how to avoid the cues and whatever. But you tend to say the last thing that you tried is what got you to finally quit, instead of working up through those 6 failures to success. They're just failures and they did nothing. And if the last thing that you tried was hypnosis, you go, oh, hypnosis got me to quit smoking. Nothing else worked. Hypnosis did. Yeah, hypnosis worked after you tried all these other things. And it's just as likely to be one of those 6 former failures, right? Just one more thing that got you to the succeeding point. So yeah, I mean, some people successfully quit their bad habits after hypnosis. Most people don't. Can I clear up your acne? Sure. Come into the office, I get you in the relaxed state and then feed you positive affirmations, get you to think good about your stuff. People's acne actually cleans up. It does seem to have a psychosomatic component. Psycho, mind, body, soma, right? But you could save a whole bunch of time and money by being Stuart Smalley. You know? I'm going to give you a list of daily affirmations, and you sit in front of the mirror in the morning and you read the affirmations, making eye contact with yourself. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Doggone it, people like me. Right? Stuart Smalley yourself. And that has exactly the same effect as hypnosis on acne. So, I mean, sure, hypnosis can be good for people with acne problems, but it's not better than simpler things. Can I get you to do something you wouldn't ordinarily do? In other words, can I get you to act against your own stated values? Yeah, sorry. It's easy. It's so easy. Hypnotized person wouldn't do anything they wouldn't normally do. Bull crap. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get a pool of research participants and I'm going to feed them one by one to this hypnotist. And half of them I'm not going to tell anything. I'm just going to let him hypnotize them. And half of them I'm going to say, I want you to act as though you're hypnotized. Right? Don't let him hypnotize you. Just act as though you're hypnotized. And then they're going to go in a room and there's a glass of water on the table. Someone sits across from them. And the hypnotist is going to tell them that there's acid in the glass. And when they're seated and someone's in front of them, he's going to say, I want you to throw that acid in their face. Who throws the acid in the stranger's face? Dude, everyone does that. Whether they're hypnotized or pretending to be hypnotized, they all do it. So this is going back to the social role idea. Everyone in the situation probably knows somewhere in their mind that a scientist can't get you to throw acid in a stranger's face. It's safe. You know it's safe. Not really super great evidence one way or the other. Yeah. But if I couldn't get you to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do, I mean, you'd say no to that experiment. But I don't need to hypnotize you to get you to throw acid in someone's face. It's so easy to get people to act against their own stated values. Again, and I can do it at a mass production level. You're doing it right now. You're watching political ads and commentary, and there's COVID, and you're going out without masks, endangering people's lives because you want ice cream tonight or something, and hurting each other. And look, one thing we can do is manipulate affiliations. Humans evolved on planet Earth, and we're weak and pasty, and we need each other. We don't need anybody. Yeah, you know, go on naked and afraid and try and survive without any material cultural help. You know, 24 hours in the bayou, you'll be home. We need each other. Having people who will watch your back and look out for you and defend you against other people and so on, way more important than abstract notions of truth. So people will believe whatever their majority group believes. If membership in the group is contingent on sharing the belief, you'll believe all kinds of nonsense, right? All kinds of just messed up goofball nonsense, like gun regulations versus abortion regulations, right? If you're on team A, You want to regulate guns but not abortions on Team B. You want to regulate abortions but not guns. But you both know, you're both fully cognizant of the fact that you can't make things disappear by regulating them. People who think they need guns will get guns. And people who think they need abortions will get abortions. You both know it. But you do weird circuitous logic to rationalize believing one but not the other. So easy. So easy. And if I get the majority group, your affiliation group, to believe in an action, an immoral action, can get you to do the action. It's so easy. Cognitive dissonance. The harder you have to work to justify a false belief, the more you believe it, right? So like the flat earth people really put a ton of effort into rationalizing, believing something totally irrational, and now their faith is completely unshakable. If I can get you to just believe a stupid thing a little bit and then start arguing with you about it, you'll believe it a lot. It's so easy. And then disinformation and misinformation, right? Get you to believe that a certain kind of person is dangerous and they're part of a caravan full of gangsters from MS-13 instead of like hungry people from Honduras because we ruined their economy. Right? I can get you to do all kinds of immoral stuff. Just by having authority, just by saying that you should, and wearing a lab coat, or being the president. I can get you to do stuff. It's so easy. I don't need hypnotism for that. That's it. Lecture over. Chapter 4 is done. I'll catch you in the next chapter.